Hello, students. We have discussed W.B. Yeats's a poem that is the Second Coming. Now, the next poem that we are going to see is that of A Prayer for My Daughter. This poem is a very well known poem in this segment. As we have seen, the daughter Annie Butler Yeats was born on February 24, 1919. Just a month, the Second Coming is written. In these two poems, we have seen these two poems are immediately placed together, and that is what we have seen. These two poems are prescribed for our study. The rationale behind this is that both the poem visions, imagines the degenerated conditions of the modern era, the materialistic conditions of the modern era, and that is what these conditions that need to be studied, and what the poet sees through them, that we see in this particular poem. So, the second poem is A Prayer for My Daughter, but the earlier poem that we studied is The Second Coming. Why Second Coming has become implicit? Why W. Bates thinks that the conditions are quite imminent for the second birth to restore the world order, because there is a rise of Nazism, fascism, dictatorship, degenerated conditions everywhere. The materialistic attitude, the moral ethics have degraded these conditions, and that we see. So, the opening image that we see, A Prayer for My Daughter, the child is sleeping innocently, and it is in the Yeats's mind that is saturated with the gloom, violence, large type of violence, murderous innocence of sea, that symbol that is used in the second come, blood dim tide, wild screams. So the Christ means as a baby, and the baby is also envisioned in A Prayer for My Daughter. जी ॲनी बटलर येट्स आहे. आपल्या पाळण्यामध्ये एक छोटीशी मुलगी ही बघितल्यानंतर ह्या दोन्ही गोष्टी आपल्याला उपयुक्त ठरतात की ख्राइस्ट इज इमॅजिन्ड. सो दिस poem is about that. See, the stream is flooded, but what he wished that his daughter should be. आपल्या मुलीने कसं असावं, कसं असू नये, कोणते विचार असावेत, सुंदरतेच्या बाबतीमध्ये काय तिचं व्यक्तिमत्व कसं असावं, कोणत्या गोष्टी ह्या तिने आत्मसात कराव्यात, तिला काय मिळावं, तिच्याकडे कोणत्या अचिव्हमेंट्स असाव्यात, या सगळ्या गोष्टींसाठी हा वडील जे आहेत ते आपल्या मुलीसाठी अ प्रेयर फॉर माय डॉटर करतात. And that is what we have to see. So let's go through the poem. Stanza by stanza, we will go through the poem and we'll try to interpret. I will definitely share some of the so-called notes that is based on this particular poem. See, once more the storm is howling, and half hid under this cradle hood and coverlid my child sleeps on. There is no obstacle but Gregory's wood and one bare hill, whereby the haystack and roof levelling wind, braid on the Atlantic, can be stayed. And for an hour I have walked and prayed because of the great gloom that is in my mind. So the storm is howling once more. See, again, once more. Again, the storm is howling. The storm is that of a sweeping storm that destroys everything. It is the storm of materialism. It is the storm of violence. Violence entities, Hitler, dictatorship. The storm is that of any obstacle that comes in its way. Such a storm is howling. मोठ्याने प्रचंड आवाज त्या स्टॉर्मचा होतोय आणि सगळं स्वीपिंग प्रोसेसमध्ये ते स्टॉर्म आपल्यासोबत सगळं काही गुंडाळून घेऊन जाईल. The storm is howling. There is hardly any obstacle in the way of the storm to diminish its intensity. Only the wood and at this cradlehood, under this cradle, covered it means the child is covered. Their child slept. There is no obstacle. There is no growth of shrubs. Lady Gregory means the wood. Lady Gregory's estate, the wood around their home is Lady Gregory's school park. And only the shrubs that we can see around the Gul Park where W. Yeats spent most of his career and creative life to write. In this particular, say, conditions, this innocent child slept. There is no obstacle but the Gregory's wood, and it is the bare hill that we see around. Haystack, roof leveling wind. The wind is howling as if the wind is blowing so loudly, so violently that it will disinter the roof that come from Atlantic Ocean. And for an hour the poet has walked around the wood into the house because there is a great gloom that is in his mind, and that that the storm is so furious that it will bring down everything. And in this raging, we have seen the great gloom that is in his mind. See the bird. I have walked and prayed for this young child an hour, and heard the sea wind scream upon the tower. Under the arcs of the bridges scream, in the elms above the flooded stream, imagining in excited reverie that future years had come, dancing in a frenzied drum out of murderous innocence of sea. So the poet is in a state of excited. He is in a reverie. He walked and prayed for his own daughter for an hour because he had heard the sea wind screaming upon the tower. See, the tower is a poetry collection by W. Yeats. It stands for the achievement, it stands for his abode. And in this highly developed civilization that they held a bit glorious Irish traditions, the sea wind screaming, and under the arcs of bridge and scream in the elves everywhere, under the bridges into the cities and into the elms forest. elms झाडांच्या त्या जंगलामधून सगळीकडे प्रचंड वाऱ्याचा वेग हा पाहायला मिळतो. फ्लडेड स्ट्रीम. आणि ह्या इमॅजिनिंग इन एक्सायटेड रिव्हरी असं जर म्हटलं आहे. ही वॉज सो एक्सायटेड, so agitated that the intensity of the storm made him to think that future years of destruction of innocence, destroyed lives had come to end. Second coming. What he envisioned is an end. 200 cycle is going to complete. There is an anarchy, murderous innocence of sea. So like this, the time is set for the Christ to take the birth to restore the order in this world. And that is what he say, that imagining in excited reverie, the future years had come. The world is imminent. It is just beginning. That everywhere the destruction is there. So the time is set. The time is set for the second coming. The time is set for the destruction, because it is the dancing to a frenzied drum. Means these years are quickly coming, getting ready for the battle, in just like a dancing. They are in excited reverie, frenzied, वेडसर असलेले ड्रम बीट करत हे जे मर्डरस असलेल्या डिस्ट्रक्टिव्ह असे जे फोर्सेस आहेत ते ह्या जगाकडे ह्या वाऱ्याच्या झोतामधून जसं परिस्थितीनुसार ह्या जगाकडे धावत येत आहे. अशा परिस्थितीमध्ये द मर्डरस इनोसेन्स ऑफ सी, the sea is destructive, the storm is howling, it brings no personal ill will, it is destructive force which is given rise to the storm, and the storm is blowing towards the earthward, soilward or landward. That is what he says. Maybe sea be granted beauty, yet not beauty to make a stranger's eyes distraught, or hers before a looking glass for such being made overmuch. Consider beauty a sufficient end, lose natural kindness. See, and maybe the heart reveling intimacy that chooses right and never find a friend. Maybe she granted a beauty. The poet wishes that his daughter should grow into a beautiful woman. Her beauty should be more. He does not want that she should be so beautiful to consider, to cause an heartache in the eyes of emotional stranger. He does not want she should be so beautiful as to look into herself in the mirror and get conceited. आपल्या सुंदरतेचा आपल्या सुंदरतेचा तिला कुठलाही गर्व अभिमान येऊ नये असं त्याला वाटतं. आणि म्हणून कुठल्याही स्ट्रेंजरच्या मनामध्ये कुठल्याही प्रकारची अशी एक कन्सिटेड भावना तिच्याविषयी निर्माण होऊ नये म्हणून तिने इनोसंट असावं. इफ सी बी सो ब्युटिफुल as to become a proud of her beauty, she should not lose her natural kindness, her emotional warmth, and that what she wish. Without kindness, without emotional warmth, she is not likely to find a suitable partner. That is what. She, sh- she should be kind, she should be emotional, so that she will find a very good life partner and has a husband. See, lose natural kindness, consider beauty as a special name. सुंदरता हेच सर्व काही आहे असं जर तिला वाटलं तर सी विल लूज नॅचरल काइंडनेस and maybe she may lose heart revealing intimacy that chooses right but never find a friend who may definitely will not be a good friend, good husband to her. So he wish. Helen. Helen, being chosen, found life flat and dull, and later had much trouble from a fool. While the great queen that rose out of spray, being fatherless, could have her way, yet chose a bandy-legged smith for man. It's certain that a fine woman eat a crazy salad with their meat, whereby the horn of plenty is undone. Maybe. Helen. In ancient origin, हेलन ग्रीक मायथॉलॉजीनुसार जगातील सर्वात सुंदर तरुणी मुलगी. ग्रेट वॉरियर ग्रीक जे वॅरियर होते आणि जनरल मेनेलस होता तिच्याशी त्याचं लग्न झालेलं होतं. पण हेलनच्या स्वतःच्या ब्युटीने तिला इतका अभिमान आला का ते मेनेलस हा डल वाटला, बोरिंग वाटला आणि म्हणून सी रॅन अवे विथ द ट्रोजन प्रिन्स आणि ट्रोजन प्रिन्सच्या सोबत ती पळून गेले. बट ह्या ट्रोजन प्रिन्सच्या सोबत गेल्यानंतर ग्रीकने वॉर ट्रोजन आर्मीवर लॉन्च केलं आणि ग्रीक यांनी ती हेलन आपला स्वाभिमान आहे, आपला अभिमान आहे, तिला असं पळून घेऊन जाऊ शकत नाही, म्हणून तिला पुन्हा मिळवण्यासाठी ग्रीकने 7 वर्ष युद्ध केलं आणि त्या ट्रॉय सैन्याला हरवून ती हेलन पुन्हा मेनेलसला आणून मिळवून दिली. दिस इज द हेलन्स ब्युटी that proved a curse to her. That great queen refers to Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty and love. See, but what happened? Because of her undisciplined independence of spirit, she found a husband which was unsuited to her. Like this. Even if she find unhappy with her husband and develop illicit love affair with another, in this horn of plenty will be undone. The reference is, of course, everything will be destroyed. Everything will turn tragic when the horn of plenty is undone. See, Helen, being chosen, found life flat and dull, later had much trouble from a fool. Great queen rose out of spray, being fatherless, could have laid her way. She chose a bandy-legged smith for a man. It's certain that fine women eat a crazy salad with their meat. And that happened. In case of the Helen, so he wished that beauty is a disastrous. She should not be conceited. She should not be proud of her beauty. She should be simple. She should be innocent. She should be such a megalomaniac, मोठ्या मनाची, so that she will accept everything. Everything that we see. In courtesy, I would have her. The poet would like his daughter to learn the courteous manner. Women who are not extraordinarily beautiful will not attract true lovers if they do not possess. In courtesy, I would have her chiefly learned. Hearts are not had as a gift, but hearts are earned by those that are not entirely beautiful, yet many that have played the fool. For beauty's self, the charm made wise, and many a poor man that has roved, loved, and thought himself beloved, from a glad kindness cannot take his eyes. इन courtesy सौजन्याच्या बाबतीमध्ये त्या पोएटला असं वाटतं का आपल्या मुलीने कसं असावं तिने कॉटियस सौजन्याचे मॅनर्स जे असतात ते शिकून घेतले पाहिजे. विमेन जे आहेत हु आर नॉट एक्स्ट्रॉर्डिनरी ब्युटिफुल विल नॉट अट्रॅक्ट ट्रू लवर्स. सी, if they do not possess genuine courtesy and good manners. And that is what the hearts of men have to be won by the courtesy and affection. Their hearts will not come as gift to women who do not possess the exceptional beauty. The poet then becomes very much personal, makes autobiographical references to his own futile attempt to win the love of Maud Gonne because of her beauty. He thinks himself as a fool, as well as he think Maud Gonne as fool because he loved another man that was a drunkard, John McBride. Subsequently, he became disillusioned, realized that his passion for Maud Gonne was sheer a waste of time. He lost so many years to wait for her to accept him. Thus, he became wiser and married another woman. So, for beauty's very self, the charm made wise. Poor man, like him, wrote who tried to love and thought himself as a beloved one, means he thought himself that he has won the love, but no, from glad kindness cannot take his eyes. So here is. See, the poet again says, may she become a flourishing hidden tree, that all her thoughts may like a linnet be, and have no business but dispensing round their magnanimities of sound, nor but in merriment begin a chase, nor but in merriment a quarrel. Or may she live like some green laurel rooted in one dear perpetual plus. The poet would like his daughter to grow like a flourishing hidden tree. Her personality should be flourishing. He wished her to be cheerful. He wished her to be just like a linnet. एक पक्षी लिनेट नावाचा जो सुंदर गात असतो. तिचे विचार तिच्या आयडियाज इतक्या सुंदर असाव्यात ज्या तिच्या बोलण्यामधून म्हणजे तिच्या गाण्यातून म्हणजे तिच्या बोलण्यातून बाहेर पडावेत. कोणाशी त्याचं फ्रिक्शन होऊ नये, कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होऊ नये. लार्ज हार्टेडनेस आणि जनरॉसिटीमध्ये हे सगळं यावं. And have no business but dispensing round their magnanimities of sound. He would like her not to get involved in any competitive struggle. He would not like her to get involved in the quarrel. He wished her to live like a green laurel tree, rooted in one dear spot. The prose form of the first 5 lines. His mind has gone dried because the minds that he loved, the sort of beauty that he loved, choked his life. So the poet says, Nor but in merriment begin a chase, nor but in merriment quarrel, or may she live like some green laurel, rooted in one dear perpetual plus. The poet says that their magnanimity of sound, her thoughts, her ideas, her big thoughts, तिच्या मनाचा मोठेपणा हा सगळीकडे पसरावा. द ग्रिल लॉरेन ट्री सारखं तिनं बहरावं, जे तिचे विचार कधीही चांगले मोठे विचार कधीही ढळू नयेत, ते पक्के रूट परपेच्युअल प्लेसमध्ये कायमस्वरूपी फिक्स असावं. सी, the poet wish, the poet believes it is a great misfortune. If a man has no hatred in his mind for anyone, no harm can come to him from the storms of life. That is what he sees. So, like this, the poet is going on. So, till these lines, we have studied some of the poetic lines till now. There are a few more poetic stanzas that we need to study, that we will go through next video. Thank you.